Well, good morning. Welcome to my kitchen. It is time for cooking. We are cooking my dinner. So this is meatloaf. So I've already kind of got this done. I got this ready last night. So let me tell you what my meatloaf is not like probably any meatloaf you or anybody else has ever had. My mother made it this way because this is the way my father liked it. So this has no breading at all. This is basically going to be baked hamburger. Yes, it is. And that is what we like. That is ground chuck with onion in it. It also has some salt and pepper, and I even put some, my mother used to put a little Worcestershire sauce in it, but I found a black pepper with Worcestershire sauce flavoring, and so I just do that. Then I'm going to put ketchup on top here. I love ketchup on meatloaf. So I'm going to put some ketchup. I'm going to actually do it all around like this. Then I'm going to put a layer of mustard, and I'm going to put another layer of ketchup, because it seems like to me I never have enough ketchup on it. So I am going to do this. Some mustard. And then I'm going to put some more ketchup. Ketchup is my favorite part. That's what I'm going to put more of. You can do however much you want, or leave this off if you don't even want it. I've heard of some people put like chili sauce or something on top of it. I guess you can do that too if you want, but I want ketchup because I love ketchup. Alright, so then I'm going to put this uncovered in the oven. It takes about an hour. Put it at 350. I'm going to go ahead and get that in the oven. It's so simple. It's so much better to me than meatloaf. Hello? Meatloaf that has breading in it. So if you don't like meatloaf because you don't like it because it's mushy, just don't put breading in it. It's just all meat. That's the way I've always had it my whole life. And yep, I do like it better. So I'm going to go over here to this pan. I'm going to make macaroni and cheese. So I have a pan of water back there that's about to boil with salt, a lot of salt in it. Hi, Mary. And then I have these. I like to use the large elbow macaroni because it seems to be a lot softer. I like it soft. So I'm going to put that there ready to put in there. Then I am going to make my, let me get my recipe here. I'm going to make my sauce. So you're going to need 4 tablespoons of butter. Let me turn this on. I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of salted butter. And we're going to melt that. Ooh, dropping the butter. I'm almost dropping the butter. Okay. 4 tablespoons. This is going to be 8 ounces of macaroni that I'm going to use. So we are using 4 tablespoons. I'm actually doing the whole recipe today. The first time ever. Chunky throat today. Alright, so then I'm going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I actually think it needs more salt than that. I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. It's never enough salt for me. So let's get a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to go ahead and add that in there with the butter. Make sure I don't have any rice or anything in that. We don't. And then I'm going to add, once that melts, it will take a 1/4 cup of flour, and then I'm going to get a 1.5 cups of milk. So let me get that milk, and I'm going to take the milk, and I am going to put the milk in the microwave to heat it a little bit. We got a 1.5 cups of milk. Now this recipe calls for 2 cups of milk, but I'm replacing a 1/2 cup of the milk with some sour cream later, and that's going to make the best macaroni and cheese you've ever had. It is so creamy. So let's put, well, this milk just fell. Luckily I caught it. I caught some of it. Well, that was interesting. Woo, I just made the biggest mess of milk you've ever seen. I don't think I've done this in my life. Well, I'm going to have to wash that rug now. Woo-wee. Alright, hold on. Let me get this stickiness wiped off here. I'm going to have the stickiest mess. I do not believe I just made this big a mess. All right, let's put some more milk in here. I had it up there to balance it, and it fell. I mean, not to balance it, but I had it up there so I could see the level I was at, and then it fell. Never had that happen. Okay, there is my water is boiling, so I'm going to put the macaroni in here. Macaroni is going to take, it says, 9 to 11 minutes. Well, I'm glad I put an apron on today. For some reason I decided to put on an apron today. Boy, it's a good thing. Or I'd be wearing all that milk. I never have been putting on an apron today. I said, I'm going to wear an apron today. Wow. Sure is a good thing. Alright, let's put in 9 to 11 minutes. I usually do it 11 minutes because I like it soft. Some people like, you know, firmer macaroni, and I don't. I like it soft. Alright, let's see if I can clean up some of this mess. I'll have to mop the floor later, because that's going to be so sticky. Oh, a whole big puddle over here. Oh, man, that rug. That rug is sopping wet. Doesn't even look like I spilt that much, but it's all wet. Alright, here we go. Gotta clean up the microwave a little bit so I can put the milk in here and heat it. That's my objective. Is to get this milk in there. Oh, what a mess. Y'all want to watch me clean up a mess of milk? I gotta move this over here. So where can I put that? There we go. Alright, let's put this on for about a minute and a half. That's what I was wanting to do. The milk. Alright, let me clean this up. Oops, I didn't want you to do that. There we go. Oh, I can't believe how much milk that is. Okay, so we got that melted. So I'm going to put in my 1/4 cup of flour. I just want to get this wiped up real quick before it dries. When my cats were out, boy, they'd be in here licking this up. They're not out there. They're in their room. They'll come out later when I come back. Okay. Clean that up. Now, let's take my 1/4 cup of flour. If you want some pepper in this, you can put pepper in it too. Recipe doesn't call for any pepper, but you can certainly put some in there. In fact, I think I'll put some in there. So you get to guess how much you want in there. It doesn't say to put it in. That's one of my pet peeves about recipes, that they tell you to put in salt and pepper to taste. Well, obviously, you know you can adjust it to your taste. But why don't they at least give you a starting amount? Like, how am I supposed to know what to start with? Give me, you know, I don't know what to guess. And some recipes, you know, you can't taste them till they're done. So then it's like, well, that wasn't enough salt, or that was too much salt. And then do you remember how much you put in? I don't know. I wish they would give you a starting amount. All right, there you go. This one did give you a starting amount, and it's not enough, so that's why I put more. Then I'm going to add 1.5 cups of milk. Drain that. Stir it. I'm going to get out my cheese. Oh, my air came on good. I'm a little warm over here in this heat. So I have some that I put in probably about 10:50. I'm trying to remember when I put that meat in, because I haven't set the timer for that yet. So we stir this, let it come to a boil. Just kind of barely a simmer. Then I'm going to get my cheese. Here it is. Ah, I'm knocking everything off me. Touch everything and it falls. Okay. So then you're going to need and 8 ounces of cheese. There's like 2 cups of cheddar cheese. Or you can put whatever cheese you want in there. But I always put cheddar. Okay, here we are. We're bubbling. So let's turn that off. Stir it again. Now, before I add in the cold sour cream, let me get a whisk to it because it's like not dissolving completely. There we go. Get the lumps out with the whisk. I put the cheese in before the sour cream. That way the cheese melts easier. Because once you add the cold sour cream, it cools it down a little, and the cheese doesn't melt as easily. So go ahead and put your cheese in first so it'll melt. Here's my 2 cups of cheese. You can shred it yourself if you'd rather. I just usually buy already shredded because it's so much faster. Now this is going to go in the oven. Let's see what's it go. It goes at 350 for 40 minutes. This doesn't usually take 40 minutes. It takes about 30. Unless you're making double. If you double this, it might do the extra 40 minutes. Depends on how thick it is in the pan, I guess. I wouldn't do more than 30 minutes. Okay, so there's our cheese in there melted. Then we're going to do half a cup of sour cream. Here's my half a cup. Let me stir this. Always stir the sour cream if it separates. Get it like we're back to the right consistency. We have 5 minutes left. Okay, here we go, half a cup. This sour cream is what will make the whole difference in this dish. Now, I have never tried this with low-fat sour cream, but you can probably do that. This is just regular sour cream and regular cheese, but I'm sure you can make this all low-fat if you would rather. Okay, now let's stir that in. I got the heat off. So then that's going to be our sauce. Once we get the noodles done, we will pour it all together and pour it in a pan, put that in the oven with the meatloaf. And then my final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make some baked beans. And it's kind of funny because I'm not really baking the baked beans, although you certainly can. You can put them in the oven and bake them if you want. I just usually put them on a pan in the oven, on stove here. Let's put that there. And I like to get these beans. They're really good. They're Bush's Grillin' Beans, the steakhouse recipe. I get that, and then I also like to get, I just add 2 things to this. I add some onion. So I'm going to add a little bit of onion, just however much you want. You don't even have to do onion if you don't want to. I love onion in it, so I'm going to cut up a little onion. I cut up the onion last night for the meatloaf. Forgot to do it for this. Oh well. We will do it now. Oh, here we go. Get this knife. Okay. It will. Yeah, that's where I want to go. Let's cut through some of this. You can do it big chunks, little chunks, however you want, however you like it. Leave it out if you don't want it. You know, you can buy some canned baked beans that already have the onion in it. But I like this steakhouse one, so I just add onions. Okay, a little bit of onion. sure I have this chopped small. I'm trying to get it all the same, more or less. Okay, there's our onion. So let's put this back here in our pan. Okay, we have 2 minutes left on that macaroni. And I'm going to add 2 cans of these baked beans. Depends on how many people you're feeding. You could probably add more onion in that, but I didn't. So let's open one. Okay, here's 1 can. I wonder if I could just do 1 can. If that'd be enough. I think 1 can is never quite enough. 2 cans is too much. Well, it'll keep. We'll just save it. With being me, mom, and dad, we usually eat almost all of that. So this way we'll have some leftovers. Okay, so I'm gonna add 1 more can. If you want to bake this, rather than do it on the stove, you can. If you like to put bacon on top of it, you can. I happen to like actually hate bacon, so I don't do that. I'm the only person that like bacon. I don't like smoked meat. All right. So let's put this through the strainer. Turn that off. Put my macaroni through the strainer over here. Drain for a minute. And then we're going to put the magic ingredient into the baked beans. This is what makes them so good. Some people put brown sugar in it, and you can do that, but I like to put molasses. Oh, and I don't ever measure this. I just pour some in until it gets dark. So this is probably like a 1/4 cup. Let's see what we get. Actually, it just kind of cover the top, stir it. Then you just simmer this for a little while. It doesn't take very long. Simmer it for 15 minutes or something. I'll put a little bit more of that. So we have maybe 1/3 cup in there or something. Getting it all over me. Stir it in. That's it. So this is some of the easiest stuff. That onion didn't chop very well. Oh, that'll be fine. I'll eat it. Okay, then we're going to take a pan. You can use a shallow pan if you want. But I've gotten to where I like this deeper pan just because it's kind of easier for me to carry. When I have to take all this stuff over to Mom's, it's easier for me to cart this smaller pan. So I'm going to spray it with nonstick spray a little bit. I need a lot. I'm going to take these macaroni noodles and pour them into the cheese sauce. Oh yeah, it's going to be so good. Just go ahead and use this big spoon. Stir it all around. Pour it in that pan, put it in the oven for about half an hour at 350. This makes a creamy cheese sauce. Every macaroni and cheese that I had made, every homemade recipe I had ever made before, they looked like they'd be so good, but they always dried out. And it didn't make like a cheese sauce. It made like, it was just dry. And I'm like, I don't understand why it's dry. I saw Paula Deen one time on the cooking channel, and she said you need sour cream in it. And I'm like, oh, is that the deal? Ever since, I have replaced some of the milk with sour cream. Yep, so it's definitely the answer. Okay, so let me get a better scraper. Put this in my pan. This is one of everybody's favorite things right here, is this macaroni and cheese. Okay. Okay, so my baked beans are simmering. Oops, over there. I'm bumping into stuff here. So spread this around. And we're going to put some paprika on it, which you don't have to do, it's just optional. It's really just kind of decorative, but it makes it pretty like it browns. Woo! That was a lot. It won't matter. There you go. You put it uncovered in the oven with the other. Should be done in about half an hour. The meat, though, probably take a little longer than that, but let's go ahead and try that. Then I'm going to go do my makeup, which I will probably have to run in here to check that, but that's okay. Okay, there you go. Everything gonna be a good lunch today. See you soon. Bye.